In 1919, a British general led an army which defeated the Turkish army, and from a Jewish perspective liberated Jerusalem and liberated the Holy Land. And then Britain became the power which controlled the Holy Land. The League of, in those days you didn't have the United Nations, you had the League of Nations. And the League of Nations conferred upon Britain something called mandate power. So Britain was the mandate power who controlled the Holy Land.
In 1920, I think, or 21, there was a big treaty, negotiations in Versailles, and from this emerged now the Turkish Republic, which replaces the Ottoman Islamic State. But Mustafa Kemal said, the Turkish people love their Khalifa. So if Europe could have a pope, why can't we have a pope too? This was simplistic thinking on the part of Mustafa Kemal. If the Europeans could have a pope, but so too can we. So the new Turkish government of Mustafa Kemal decided to take the Khilafah and remove from it all political authority and make the Khalifa the equivalent of the Pope. This was 1922. And things were going fine for him. Turkish people were happy. Khilafah is still there. And the leadership of the revolution in Turkey were very happy because we have a secular state now, modeled after the European state. And then you apply that to political thought. And so out of philosophical materialism emerges a new political philosophy. What does it say? Since there is no reality beyond material reality, we can no longer collectively recognize sovereignty up there, so sovereignty must now be relocated down here. The people are now sovereign, no longer the God of Ibrahim alayhi salam. And the people constitute the state, and they locate sovereignty in the state. So the state is now sovereign. This is a European creation. It didn't come out of the world of Islam. Oh no.
Pada tahun 1922, setelah tamat Perang Dunia Pertama, persidangan Lausanne diadakan. Hasil persidangan Lausanne, pertama, sistem khilafah Islam ditamatkan. Kedua, khalifah dibuang ke luar negara. Ketiga, harta khalifah dirampas. Keempat, kerajaan Turki baru ditubuhkan atas dasar sekular di bawah pimpinan Mustafa Kemal Atatürk. Negara-negara jajahan Turki Utsmaniyah diambil alih sebagai jajahan British, Perancis, dan Italia. Lord Curzon dengan sombongnya berkata, hakikatnya Turki telah dimusnahkan dan tidak akan bangkit lagi, karena kita telah menghancurkan kekuatannya, Khilafah Islamiyah atau sistem pemerintahan Islam.
3rd of March, suddenly Britain demanded, of course, this is secret, they won't reveal it, Britain demanded of Mustafa Kemal that he must abolish the Khilafah. The demand came from Britain. And on the 3rd of March 1924, the Turkish Republic abolished the Khilafah. The question we have to ask is, why did they do it when there was no need to do it? Nothing. It represented no threat whatsoever to the secular Turkish Republic. The answer for the abolition of the Khilafah on the 3rd of March 1924 is located in a place called India. But even the Indian scholars of Islam are not aware of it. Even they are not aware of it. Because the Western objective was to demolish every existing state structure in the world and replace it with the secular state, so that eventually the secular state could be brought under the umbrella of a League of Nations and eventually a United Nations, and this would be political globalization as well. And so in 1924, on the 3rd of March, the Caliphate was abolished. When the Caliphate was abolished, Sharif al-Hussein realized that he was in grave danger now. So long as there was a Khalifa in Istanbul, the British needed him. But now that the Caliphate was destroyed, abolished, Sharif al-Hussein now realizes the plan. He says, oh my gosh, they're going to send Abdulaziz ibn Saud to cut my throat now. In exactly the same way that Abdullah of Jordan is now realizing, as soon as Bush attacks Iraq, that is the end of me. So Sharif al-Hussein decides 4 days later, on the 7th of March 1924, to claim the Khilafah for himself. But when you're a client state of Britain, you can't do that. You have to first apply to the British government for permission to become the Khalifa. He didn't do that. As soon as Sharif al-Hussein claimed the Khilafah for himself on the 7th of March 1924, you're going to get all of this information in that book which is outside, the Caliphate, the Hijaz of the Saudi Wahhabi nation state. As soon as he did that, Britain gave the green light to Abdulaziz. Attack. Within 6 months, the Saudi army of Abdulaziz ibn Saud conquered Mecca. And Abdulaziz and Sharif Hussein packed his suitcase and off he went. British took him away. This one the Americans will take out of Jordan. And so Abdulaziz ibn Saud is now in control of Mecca and eventually Medina. It's a Saudi Wahhabi alliance. Does he claim the Khilafah for himself now? No.
Pada tahun 1925, keluarga Al Saud berjaya menawan kota suci Mekah daripada Sharif Hussein. Pada 10 Januari tahun 1926, Abdul Aziz Al Saud ditabalkan menjadi Raja Hijaz di Masjidil Haram, Mekah. Yahudi melantik Saudi dan Wahhabi sebagai penguasa Haramain Setelah kejatuhan Empire Utsmania, negara-negara kecil seperti Kuwait, Yaman, dan lain-lain diserahkan kepada kabilah-kabilah yang dipilih oleh Yahudi. Negara-negara kecil itu semua tertakluk pada penjajahan British, Prancis, dan Italia. Abdul Aziz Ibn Saud kemudian menabalkan dirinya sebagai Raja Arab Saudi dengan sokongan pihak British. Fahaman Wahabi menjadi agama resmi Arab Saudi dan dikembangkan ke seluruh dunia.